When you're an artist, there is no doubt that you haven't thought about painting a mural. And why wouldn't you? They look epic. You get your work on display to hundreds, if not thousands of people who would never have seen your work otherwise. You become part of the local lore of sorts. So now you're thinking, damn, this would be so cool. I want to do that. But how? Hi, I can help. I started thinking about painting a mural in July 2019, and that October I got my first ever mural. I had been binging painting processes from the lettering greats like Lauren Hum, Steffi Lin, Panda Designs, and Jeanette Liao. I was obsessively watching their videos to see how they painted in layers, what brushes they used, how big the ladder was, all of that. I analyzed the heck out of those videos. For context, I'm not a traditional artist. My background was in graphic design and I was primarily a digital artist. Except for my block printed stuff, of course. So actually picking up a brush was kind of a foreign concept to me. After immersing myself into the world of mural painting, I bought an online course from Eloise May, and her course was good. Straightforward and short. I was able to complete it in a day. It solidified the guesswork I had been doing, and it made me confident to pitch my work to potential clients. My first two clients was a CrossFit gym and a yoga studio based in Perth. Both of these businesses were amazing clients and so easy to communicate with. How I got in contact with them was through a Facebook group. In my home city, there's a group dedicated to women in business, and so I did a call out asking if anyone was trusting of a total novice. I attached some images of my style and said I would do it for cheap. It was so ridiculously cheap, but that's how I got my foot in the door. If you have a local business group online, you should definitely do a call out there. Another way to get your first mural is by painting electrical boxes. A lot of major cities have art programs to beautify urban areas in an effort to reduce graffiti. My good friend Kajol painted one through a local council in the city of Melbourne, which was aimed at artists under 25, I think. She got to paint a box and even got paired with an experienced artist to help her guide her in the process. If you have friends or families that have spare walls, just ask them, but tell them you'll do it in exchange for a great meal. Or if you're lucky enough to have your own home, why not paint one in your living room? Are you part of any community groups like church, sports teams, local council? Find out if there's an opportunity to be able to paint for them for material costs. And if all else fails, you can always paint on a really big canvas. This is something I cannot stress enough. You must price your artwork, even if it's your first one and you're doing it basically for free. You need to ask for material costs at least. That would include your paint, brushes, drop cloth, projector rental, buckets, stencil, all that jazz. That is the minimum you need to be asking for. Why is this important? Because if you're legitimately wanting to add this to your business as a premium service, you need to start pricing like you're already a professional. What this also does is reinforce to your client that you are doing this for a big discount. You are doing each other a favor and helping each other's businesses. If you're lucky, your client might ask you for another mural, or they would recommend you to another business. You don't want them telling other businesses you did theirs for free. You want them to tell others that you did theirs for a discount or for a limited time offering. Okay, so back to the point. Price your mural with material costs at a minimum. I just looked at Bunnings and calculated all the materials that I would need and charged that to the client and rounded it up to the nearest 100. And bam! My first mural was $200. $200 for 11 hours of painting plus design time. I was so proud of this mural. It was very challenging with the deep mortar bricks and the 3D lettering, which was even harder to wrap my head around as a first-time muralist. I knew that I had to paint the bottom colors first, but as a digital artist, I didn't really know what that meant. It's just not natural to me. I booked my second client through that Facebook group as well, but after finishing the first one, I told the next client that it'd be $300. She was totally on board with it, even though I was scared to tell her the price. This is the second mural, abstract and freehand. This took 16 hours over 3 days. Now I know $200, $300 is so cheap, and you're going to have other artists tell you, you're ruining the industry. But think of it like this. You are totally new to this and you have no clue what to do. Your client is also totally new to this and probably also doesn't know what to do. Pretend you're a vacuum from Kmart, okay? It looks alright and it's really cheap. So you're willing to give it a go for the price, even if it totally sucks. No harm, no done, it was a cheap purchase. But if it's amazing, you're going to be telling everybody about that vacuum. You're going to be singing the praises of this vacuum until the cows come home. And that's hopefully going to be you, a surprisingly good vacuum from Kmart. So yeah, that's how I got my first 2 clients and priced my first 2 murals. If you're planning on doing the same, make sure you get heaps of content. Photos, videos, the works, time lapses, short films, I don't know, whatever you want. Do the trending TikToks, do your headshots, do process videos. Take your time with these first 2 murals as this will set up your portfolio for full paying clients. I hope you found this helpful, and if you have any questions, please leave them below. I have another video coming soon about how I got my first full paying client. So subscribe if you think that's something you'll benefit from. Thanks for watching. Till the next video. Bye!